Welcome to this week's Quick Charge. The Bible tells us that in the beginning, when God created the universe, that there was a raging ocean that covered everything. In the beginning, there was a perfect storm. What is a perfect storm? Well, it is an event in which a rare combination of circumstances drastically aggravates an event. It's that combination that makes it a perfect storm. Not just any one thing, but a combination of things coming at me or against me all at one time. Job awoke one day to a perfect storm. In one day he lost all of his possessions, he lost his family, and he lost his health. He also lost the support of his wife, and his friends kicked him when he was down, and it seemed as if God was against him in some sort of cruel and vindictive way. A perfect storm. David's own father excluded him from crucial family matters and a family meeting, choosing not to recognize or acknowledge the possibility of any calling on his life and seeing no kingship in him at all. His own brothers dismissed him and minimized his place in the family and in the kingdom. His own king, his spiritual authority and mentor, threw spears at him and made promises that he never intended to keep, purposely trying to cause him to fail, returning evil for all the good that David did. And even David's own wife criticized and rejected him because of his passion for God. Any one of those things would have been challenging, but altogether it became a perfect storm. Yet David, the Bible says, behaved himself wisely and he stayed above his perfect storm. How do you walk on a perfect storm as Jesus did? How do you keep the storm from getting to you and in you and getting the best of you? Well, one way is to refuse to give it space. The natural pattern of life is the storm was once out there, but now it's in me. It was outside, but now all of a sudden it's taken up residence in me. It's gotten into my spirit, and it's now trespassing and occupying my space. Instead of just being in the middle of the storm, now the storm is in the middle of me. Instead of ruling over the storm is now ruling over me. And instead of me being part of the storm is now part of me. And once it has access, it will affect my attitude and my spirit, my perspective, and even my faith. Now it's spoiling my spirit, and it's dominating my thoughts as I dwell on it, and I rehearse it, and I rehash it regularly. It's now directing my life and steering my steps. It now has me. It owns me. The temptation of Adam and Eve was really not just eat the fruit, but take it in, ingest it, internalize it, swallow it. But once they did, their enemy owned them and played them. Cain was warned by God in the midst of his perfect storm. It's at your door. So when the storm is in me, I'm no longer walking above it. And this can happen in the twinkling of an eye. It can happen in a split second, in an unguarded moment. That is why Solomon said in Proverbs 4:23, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Above all else means above trying to understand it, trying to fix it, trying to justify it, trying to run from it. I am the guardian of my own spirit. I am the one that gives entrance and allows access. I open and close the gate as I so choose. I can say yes and I can say no. I'm accountable for what gains access and entrance to my heart. No matter the combination of circumstances, I must not allow it to get to me. To discover more about the perfect storm, join me for next week's Quick Charge. God bless.